9. Check the radio, pit crew is far from slow. The lights no longer yellow. Ready, steady, go. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 In love with the ride. Burning rubber smells real nice. Fuel it up once or twice. Come on, fast is the way to drive. Crowds all on their feet, not one bothered by the heat. Imagine them in the driver's seat. Checkered flag would be sweet. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 Everybody get ready. On your feet. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Crank it up. Crank it up. Oh.
Introducing RS30 Ultra. The first sim racing wheel and pedals designed by a professional championship racer. Officially licensed by Microsoft, RS30 brings next-level realism to your racing sims. Sense the road, know your vehicle, and get faster lap times as you tear through the track. Dual helical gear motors give you more torque than traditional gear drive motors, with the same smoothness and quietness of a belt drive motor. Experience a stunning 6 Nm of torque, the most torque per dollar than any other wheel, and fast, accurate feedback with 0 dead zones. Feel every nuance and know exactly when you're understeering, oversteering, or losing traction. Spring-loaded pedals give you responsive throttle modulation and brake progression for absolute control and precision, just like the real thing. 2 additional paddles can be used as clutch and e-brake, or as pedal-free throttle and brakes. A rotation switch lets you easily toggle between simulation racing and arcade-style racing. Even the diameter of the wheel is calibrated to exact race car specifications. And an easy share button lets you save and share your best laps with a simple push. From the metal build to the suede wheel and steel pedals, every detail is dialed to give the entire system a high-end feel. Get better, go faster, win more, and enjoy every second of it. With RS30 Ultra, you'll race like a pro and feel like one too. RS30 Ultra by GTR Simulator. Go fast.
With the ButtKicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. ButtKicker. The future is feeling.
Looking for a new PC or an upgrade to your current one? Look no further than Ford Entertainment Group, your home for the best quality and value in new, pre-built, and custom PCs at the lowest price guaranteed. We have affordable PC solutions for any budget, with custom builds starting at $595. Even the pros turn to Ford Entertainment Group to get them up and running. With valued customers from all over the world, it's easy to see why Ford Entertainment Group is the most trusted brand in custom PCs.
I wanted to save my awesome subscribers the most money when they started their sim racing journey. I searched high and low for the best deals. And I'm so proud that Jeffrey and I have partnered up so I can spread the good news about where to get the lowest price on a high quality computer.
Feel confident when buying from us with the FEG Satisfaction Guarantee. Get yourself on track today by visiting us online at fegpc.net.
Today's race has been brought to you in part by our good friends and help over at our sponsors here for the Pedal to the Metal Racing League Cup Series. For those that tune in each and every week, and those that help us out with the sponsors and the funds to help keep this league going, we thank you and appreciate you and all your support. We certainly have been a big part of creating Pedal to the Metal Racing League Cup Series. And ladies and gentlemen, I welcome you here now down at Watkins Glen, New York, as we are here tonight at Watkins Glen International Speedway. Tonight, we will see the Battle of the Metal Racing League Cup Series crew battle it out on this very tough and a demanding track. It's a little right-hand, left-hand corner turns, and it's all about mastering the speeds and control here on Pizza Race TV. I got our own eye, Christian Crusader Shriver, and welcome back to the show as always. I know Wednesday night we were supposed to have seen Watkins Glen be put on display. Sadly, though, that did not quite pan out as well as we were hoping for, but due to time restraints. But thankfully tonight we are here at the track for the first time this week. It'll be our first of 2 times now. We will see it here in this week to follow. On Tuesday night we will see Fast and Fun Champion Power Equipment Cup Series going at it, but for tonight anyway, we're bringing the Cup Series of Pedal to the Metal out. And as been noted before here, this track very tough to master. It's going to be a very tricky style, little cornering off exit track. It's going to really push the best of drivers and really mentally fry some others. Some defending champions like Robert Dudley in the 49 will have his hands full. Not a very good on the road course side things, as he's told before. Trying to hang in there as he's more of an oval style driver, but at the moment here, so far running down his qualifying time, everything seems to be in a top 5 position. Qualifying lap will point off here. And his lap is good enough to get into the 4th place spot for his first lap. He'll do one more time around as he finishes it out. Philip Brown, the 17, also getting one lap around the track. As everybody prepares to do battle, Philip finishing his out. Sonicker doing his now as well. And that will get us all wrapped up and ready to go here. Qualifying just about ready to be completed. Drivers preparing for war. As we get ready though, we'll send it down with our crack tech and have a little word from our sponsors. Tonight's race, ladies and gentlemen, has been brought to you in part by our good friends over at GTR Racing Simulator. Welcome to the future of GTR Racing Simulator. It's not that we broke the mold, we just never used one. By DeeDub Button Boxes. Quality button boxes made your way. DeeDub Button Boxes always has you covered. By the ButtKicker Company. Best of performance on feeling on rail tracks of the virtual world. The ButtKicker. Feel what you've been missing. By Gearhead Coffee. Whether you're renting on your vehicle at home, garage, or servicing customers at your automotive repair facility or dealership, Gearhead Coffee provides a unique premium quality coffee that keeps your motor running. By Ooze Motorsports. Don't think we're cheating because you think you're fast. By LBT Pallet. Got a pallet not made up tip-top shape? Call up LBT Pallet. We got you covered. By Ford Entertainment Group, PC.net, matching your want with your wallet. They will always work with your needs to build the best PC at the right price. By Matt Mills Racing Team, best of Xfinity teams out there supporting Pedal to the Metal Racing League this season. And if you want to help support Matt's journey next season, follow him up on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. By Mann's Maintenance. You want it done right? You call a man. By Berrytown Cleaners. When you get yourself in a mess, Berrytown Cleaners can fix that up. And by Lightning Wrapz, most affordable designs made at your leisure. Paul's Lightning Wrapz will always bring out the best designs in your library. Field getting ready to stretch in. You're ready to fight it out here tonight. Finishing up qualifying at the moment. Still the Rattlesnake Rubber Con getting his last minute practice laps in. Whoa, maybe a little too hard in the throttle though. That was a big mistake there. Ends up in the grass and into the sandbox. That's not a place you want to end up at. And hopefully that is not what we will see here in the main event race. But you can see the dejection there in his face. He did not want to do that, obviously. And he is extremely aggravated and frustrated himself at the moment from that one. He'll have a lot of work to do being in the back of the outhouse in this one. Well, I would say you probably might want to take care of that car, my friend. There's still a lot of racing to be had here, but I guess maybe that's not what he's thinking. Don't worry, there are not only 7 drivers here tonight, there are approximately about 13 drivers here in total. We have on display some of these drivers having to not be able to qualify. They are restricted from it due to their finishes and their situations back a couple of weeks ago. So we will see how that plans out and that phases in. Right now, our drivers prepare to go to war here. They get ready to battle it out. Here is our track tech talk, and here it. Well, we'll see our track tech talk in a minute, but here is your gridding lineup here tonight. The pole setter will be the number 20 at Jeffrey Oaks with the Matthew Hoffer in the 84. Row number 2 is going to be Dennis Warrens in the 90, and then Robert Dudley in the 49. Row 3 sees Corey Reed in the 27 is outside. That's Philip Brown in the 17. Row number 4, Dustin Sonaker, the 66 is outside. That'll be the 5, Chantel Pottle. Row 5 sees Jeffrey Todd, Dust 32 is outside. The Rattlesnake, Robert Kahn, the 21. Row 6 will see Wally Babb in the 99 is outside. Jason Henry, a defending winner here this season, and he'll rock at the number 3. Final starters have been locked and loaded. 12 drivers make the call. Take a look at this field. Take a look at this track here. You can see our flagmen ready to get these guys up and running. They want to see some hard racing here tonight. We'll see just how hard of racing we can do. Remember, we are on the Watkins Glen track here today, so be very well aware that this track is going to have a lot of twists and curves, but you can see there are 2 main areas I want you to pay very close attention to in this race, and that is the corner bus stop and the carousel. I believe those are the 2 areas that you'll see a lot of action in and a lot of cornering, whereas you'll see a lot of the battles really stretch in on turn 1 and the final turn, where a lot of these guys are either going to try to have to corner off quickly or they're going to have to maneuver fast. The S turns definitely can be a bit of a handful, and they can certainly be an equalizer for some, but that remains to be seen. Who will be will have the advantage point here? 30 laps to the distance, and remember also tonight a playoff championship series is on the line. Shake and Bake Racing League will join us here on the YouTube side of things, so if you haven't already, subscribe over there so you never miss the beat, you never miss the show. You'll see the top 4 and their battle for the kingdom and the championship. It's all coming your way here in just a little bit right now as our field gets stretched in. Speaking of championships, just real quick, going to get this out of the way, but a big congratulations to Kyle Larson and that number 5 crew. What a season it was, and if I said it once, I'll say it again. Nobody deserved that championship more than that team because of how consistent they were all year round. Definitely a great showing from them. So just going to get that out of the way. Congratulations to Kyle Larson, and we'll certainly cannot wait. I'm kind of excited here, guys. I'm sad now because it's the end of the season for the racing. I mean, we still got our NASCAR, we still got our Cup Series, Xfinities, and the Truck Series drivers obviously pulling it out the stops each and every time out on this tracks, but I'd be lying to you if I didn't say that I'm a little sad that we don't have any more NASCAR racing for the rest of the season and the rest of the days. All in a matter of time, though. The Clash at the Coliseum is coming up very, very soon, and of course the Daytona 500 is going to be popping up soon. And with that new Cup Series car, man, I'm very excited to see what they'll have and what they'll be at display. But they certainly got a lot of work to do with those things. They are what they say, though. They are a great equalizer for a multitude of reasons, and I will admit that one up front. But right now, though, our field getting stretched back in, ready to fire them on down. And there will be a stage lap at lap 10. So they will have a stage break there. That'll give the drivers a chance to kind of figure out strategies, get themselves realigned and back in position. They do not want to overdrive any of these corners or any of these runs here tonight, though. They're going to have to be very careful throughout this event, throughout this race, because, again, this is not a track you want to lose time on. These cars are not built for this kind of situation, these kind of racing to begin with. This isn't a next-gen style format. This isn't literally the next. This isn't a Formula 1 Formula car or an open wheeler kind of setup. These are 2 tons of heavy artillery and equipment being marched around the track at gun blazing speeds up to over 130 miles per hour on the straights. And when you're trying to get these things to stop on a dime, good luck, because they will not want to work with you there. But here they go. They'll lead them off out on the front straightaway, this time by We initiate the green flag and we're off and running at Watkins Glen. This is going to be the big turn right here. Which one of these drivers makes the early mistake? They almost taking into a bit of a 3-wide split there as Corey Reed moves in the inside, looks for a possible opportunity. Everybody remains clean on the get-go. It's going to be all about patience. Timing is everything. Just stay focused and not worry about the rest. Oh, that's so much for that, though. You're in big trouble right out the corner. We got a big wreck right there. Caution flag is out. We've got a huge wreck right on the corner end. That turn 4 once again does its job and takes out a few of the guys here, but oh my, that was a huge wreck here. That was not what these drivers wanted to see have happen here. I couldn't quite tell you what went wrong exactly. We just know we're going to have to go to the PTM Instant Replay. Looks like, yep, looks like the 99 of Wally Babb got a little too aggressive there, and the Rowdy Energy Rotec machine got a little every which way to Sunday, and that did not vote well for him there, unfortunately. That was a hard little lick there. Thankfully, he is okay, but I don't think he's too happy with himself. This is the turn I was saying earlier on. If you're going to be careful about any turns, you've got to watch this spot right here. He just gets slightly loose. Misses the corner. Corey Reed tries to evade. Robert Kahn gets in there, and everybody else just kind of piled in. Todd Tuss and Jason Henry all in there, and oh man, that's the worst luck to get yourself into. That's not what you want to have happen out of the start, obviously, but that is how we start this race off. Sorry for the technical difficulties there, folks. I know we have those popping up here and there. There we go. Well, field's going to have to get stretched back in, get ready to field them back down for another runoff here. Arlie Dudley saying, go, go, guys. Good race tonight. PTM, well, Dudley at the moment is already in the top 3 and evading some trouble early on. 5 Chantel Powell, the hard charger up there, is with 3 spots gained. So see if maybe she can keep that ground up. Phillip Brown, the Gearhead Coffee, 17. Had a great showing there at Nashville Super Speedway. We'll see if he's able to do the same thing here. On a track like this, though, it's going to really boil down to your strategy and your gain plan. First caution of the night, though, definitely not what any of the drivers wanted to see. They knew right out of the gate this was going to be their toughest race to date because, again, it is a road course. This is not the usual oval-style track. This track tears up equipment, it tears up drivers, and it really hurts a lot of folks out here if they're not careful or really studied the track. I was on there earlier today, folks, and I'll tell you one thing. I just could not for the life of me find a way to get a 113 in or a 114. I was stuck in the 115s all day, and the fastest lap was set at a 113 pace. That was by Jeffrey Oaks there in the number 20. And really, they told me earlier it was just because of mainly just trying to drive, just trying to stay stable under the corners. You don't want to try to overdo the car. You don't want to let it go too far in, but you also got to keep it nice and tight. And he said you just only gas it when you need to on certain places. Well, I tried all that, and I still, for the life of me, could not get the car to settle down and get a good run in. So they'll have to go one more lap around at least. And again, with that stage break at lap 10, it pretty much just turns it more into a shootout. I'm honestly pretty curious, though, to how well these guys are going to be able to manage their nerves and manage themselves around this place here again, because we saw with a minute ago, Bab on the start just could not get the car to take a set. That was, and to be honest with you too, that's where I had my most troubles at as well. That turn 3 and 4, the problem with that S turn is, again, you're going up a hill, and again, with these fenders and these non-open wheels, you really have to stabilize the throttle, and you got to stabilize that car down so you're staying more in line and more in tune. Obviously, you want to try to get the car as low as you can, try to keep these things built up with speed, but when you're going up a hill, the next thing you know, you're lifting off the ground, there's nothing to gain, there's nothing to grab, so you're pretty much sent into a bit of a downward spiral and a spin, if you will. That's where everyone just kind of got into a bit of a bad place and a bad shot there. One more time around, then we will get to the green flag here. They'll pretty much have 5 remain. They'll have about 6 laps to go green for a stage break. The 99 at Wybab being told you're going to the outhouse here. Robert Kahn and Todd Tufts all trying to get back out on the track here, and I think Todd might be calling it a day. He's parking it down on pit road. Car is working okay, but unfortunately I think he's calling it a day. He's done. So what a tough break for the 72. Obviously not what he intended for that to happen. Didn't want to strike like that, but he feels as though the car is not going to do what he wants, and he feels like he has no he has no way of fighting it out. So that's a tough break for him and his crew. One of the 4 Canadians will have to call it a night here tonight. Obviously Chantel Bottle and Dennis Warrens, both from their Canada regions and respectively. Corey Reed as well. Actually, Corey Reed and Chantel both rock drivers. And what does that mean? Well, they hail from the province of Newfoundland. Yeah, they've got yeah, believe me, they got racetracks down there, and they've got some pretty fun racing out there, I'll say. I mean, it's not like Alaska, at least where we saw a dirt track actually being run down there. And I still am trying to figure out how they are able to get some people to go out there and race there. But hey, if you can do it, go for it. Who cares? I would have thought more snowmobile racing would be more popular there, but somehow they managed to get some. They managed to get some actual fenders and cars on the track. So full credit to them. All right, here we go. So we're gonna reel them off down that back half here of the track. Field them back down into position here. We'll see if maybe we can get our old track map to work here. There we go. There's the old track map. We'll turn that off when we're under caution, under braking here, but we will put it back on when we can. I kind of took it off, to be honest with you guys, tonight because we had those sponsors up there on the top as well. So just for the record there, that's why we did that. So. But we'll put it on for now when we go racing, when we go green, and we're about to go green once again. Off the charge and off the corners here, firing them down. The green flag must fly, and they're back in action. Okay, they got another good turn 1. Looks like they will, but they got to watch that throttle rhythm. Matthew Hofford already gaining right up there to Jeffrey Oaks. They stay green, no troubles there. Now can they get across the S turn? Up the hill, down the straight, down the sanctuary, and down the straights. Everyone remains clean. All right, they will keep it good. They'll keep it real. Everyone now building up their momentum and building up their runs. Laps will start to wind down. You may see some damage there in Corey Reed. He's leaving that alone for now. He's not too worried about it here, but he might be a little bit worried about spinning right there at that bus stop in the 27. Crashing it down off the bus stop entry. He manages to get it refired though. Matthew Hoffer looking to gain up there on Jeffrey Oaks, already moving the chains up to him. Oaksy trying to defend. Hoffer looking for his first win in a long time here, and his first, and hasn't really pulled off a Cup Series season he feels he is owed. He does have a championship in the Dirt Series, but he told me earlier he wants one in Cup. Keeping his momentum going, keeping some good runoff here. He'll keep it close there with Oaksy, and that's really what you got to do. Oh, but for the 90th, Dennis Warrens, he does not get that thing to stop on the dime. He ends up spinning the rear end out, shifting it down in just wrong time. Wrong place, wrong time there for the number 90. He gears in the worst end, and that's the problem with that turn. You got to gear in a certain spot in a certain way. But if you misshift just the slightest bit, it'll end up costing you big time here. Through the bus stop we go, and Jeffrey Oaks in the 20 still continuing to handle the lead while the 84 Hofford looks to fire him back at him. Into the carousel they go. This is your battle for the race lead. Still Hofford and Oaksy battling hard. You might as well call this the two-man show because that's really what it's all about here. Oh, well, watch out for the 5 though. Chantel Bottle wrecks out. Philip Brown managing to evade trouble incredibly. 5 waiting for everyone to get ahead. She does not want nothing to do with getting in anybody's way right now. Yeah, talk about a frustrating season for her and her crew, man. She has not had a good run or really a big break in a while, she feels, and she feels like she's owed one eventually. Here we go now. Look at Dennis Warrens. He's already building up a hell lot of momentum here. A whole lot of momentum there on Jason Henry. Henry backing down just a slight bit. He had to get it to corner off, but Warrens, man, strong off the corners. Great maneuvering. Tires are going to take a beating, and fuel runs are going to be tested to their full maximum tonight, in my opinion, for a multitude of reasons. We came in tonight, we were wondering, you know, whether or not track positions and track placements were going to be a big factor, and indeed they were. You saw the guys that were in the back half, they got stuck in a bad place. Ended up getting wrecked out for their troubles. Not by any fault of them, it's just unfortunately one of those circumstances. One driver just ran off the spot and did not find themselves in the best of positions. It happens to the best of us. I've been there. I've done it. Actually, heck, I've ran here at Watkins Glen a couple times from the NASCAR heat to the iRacing days, and I can tell you, it was extremely difficult to not overextentuate and overdo the throttles. Now, I will say, though, if you want to talk about really having to master tracks and master stuff around here, I will say, yeah, Watkins Glen on iRacing is leagues better and more hard than anything I've ever ran on, to be honest with you. On board here with old Sparky, my good friend and colleague there. You hear from Tuesday nights in the 66. Yeah, he told me earlier today, he said he wasn't worried about trying to even get a good position, and he was just more worried about trying to survive around here. He knows it's extremely difficult to do and extremely difficult to work off of, and you see he's already passed in from a damaged up number 27 of Corey Reed. Reed's definitely got a fast car, and I think he's just trying to stay on that lead lap. He knows he only has to go to lap 10 before he gets that stage break, and that may be the advantage for him and his crew. Obviously, though, for guys like Robert Kahn, they're going to have to rely on that stage break to get that lap back, and even for Chantel Pottle and Sonaker and them, for just really going to rely on, hopefully, staying in the run, but not necessarily being able to hang in with the crew. Right back around here, the 84, Matthew Hoffert, still trying to get up there to Jeffrey Oaks. We take a look at our lap times now here and take a look at this. You can see the only real gain that Hoffert got was on 4 and 6. The rest, though, haven't been the same. Oaksy actually got a lot on him in the 5-10 category on 5 and 8, and the fact that really just kind of manipulates what his gain was from 4 and 6 there. Oaksy knows, though, he cannot let that get to his head. He cannot let this track fool him. He's continuing on him and on a dime. Who could remember the finishes that we saw here from Brad Keselowski and Kyle Busch in their cases? Marcos Ambrose was able to pretty much walk away with that one, but that really was kind of the big picture that day, though, was basically one little slip up or a little oil slick, if you will, and that completely ruined everybody's race. Well, I guess in some ways you could say that's kind of how it plays out here. It gets tough out on these parts, and it can be a bit of it's a driver's track, that's for sure. I'm interested to see come Tuesday night as well what will happen there when you have the Zany fam Craig Janzik back in the hot running and the hard shots here. Caution flag flies on out, so lap 10 has now been reached, which means we're going to go to a stage break. And Jeffrey Oaks with a solid performance comes away here in his Jack Down Motorsports number 20 Chevrolet Camaro. He'll have himself the pot positioning he wants and the place he wants to be. But remember, we are nowhere near done with this race. When we come back, there is more action to be had. There is more to see. Can anybody knock down the 20? Find out when we return. Tonight's race, ladies and gentlemen, has been brought to you in part by our good friends over at GTR Simulator. When you get Welcome to the Future GTR Racing Simulator, it's not that we broke the mold, we never used one. DeeDub button boxes, quality button boxes made your way. DeeDub button boxes always has you covered. By the ButtKicker Company, best in performance on field tracks of the virtual world. The ButtKicker, feel what you've been missing. By Gearhead Coffee. Whether you're wrenching on your vehicle at home, garage, or servicing customers at your automotive repair facility or dealership, Gearhead Coffee provides a unique premium quality coffee to keep your motor running. By motorsports. Don't think we're cheating because you think you're fast. By LBT Pallet. Got a pallet not up to tip-top tape? Call up LBT Pallet. We got you covered. By Ford Entertainment Group PC.net. Matching your want with your wallet. They always bring out the best PC with the right price. By Matt Mills Racing Team. The best of Xfinity teams out there sponsoring and supporting Pedal to Metal Racing this season. And if you'll help support Matt's journey, follow him up on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. By Mann's Maintenance. Best of things. You want it done right? Call a man. Barrytown Cleaners. When you got yourselves a mess, Barrytown Cleaners can help fix that up. And by Lightning Wrapz. Made affordable designs. If at your leisure, Lightning Wrapz will always bring out the best designs in your library.
Introducing RS30 Ultra. The first sim racing wheel and pedals designed by a professional championship racer. Officially licensed by Microsoft, RS30 brings next-level realism to your racing sims. Sense the road. Know your vehicle. And get faster lap times as you tear through the track. Dual helical gear motors give you more torque than traditional gear drive motors, with the same smoothness and quietness of a belt drive motor. Experience a stunning 6 Nm of torque, the most torque per dollar than any other wheel, and fast, accurate feedback with 0 dead zones. Feel every nuance and know exactly when you're understeering, oversteering, or losing traction. Spring-loaded pedals give you responsive throttle modulation and brake progression for absolute control and precision, just like the real thing. 2 additional paddles can be used as clutch and e-brake, or as pedal-free throttle and brakes. A rotation switch lets you easily toggle between simulation racing and arcade-style racing. Even the diameter of the wheel is calibrated to exact race car specifications. And an easy share button lets you save and share your best laps with a simple push. From the metal build to the suede wheel and steel pedals, every detail is dialed to give the entire system a high-end feel. Get better, go faster, win more, and enjoy every second of it. With RS30 Ultra, you'll race like a pro and feel like one too. RS30 Ultra by GTR Simulator. Go fast.
With the ButtKicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. ButtKicker. The future is feeling.
Looking for a new PC or an upgrade to your current one? Look no further than Ford Entertainment Group, your home for the best quality and value in new, pre-built, and custom PCs at the lowest price guaranteed. We have affordable PC solutions for any budget, with custom builds starting at $595. Even the pros turn to Ford Entertainment Group to get them up and running. With valued customers from all over the world, it's easy to see why Ford Entertainment Group is the most trusted brand in custom PCs.
I wanted to save my awesome subscribers the most money when they started their sim racing journey. I searched high and low for the best deals, and I'm so proud that Jeffrey and I partnered up so I can spread the good news about where to get the lowest price on a high quality computer.
Feel confident when buying from us with the FEG Satisfaction Guarantee. Get yourself on track today by visiting us online at fegpc.net.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, here right now on PT Race TV. We're reviving back here at Watkins Glen International Speedway, where our drivers are preparing to get back to the action, back to the track here after that pit stop we just had. A lot of guys looking to possibly make a name for themselves and make some big positions here. This is going to be a very challenging spot from that stage break. First caution came on lap 1, but ever since then they got to get a little bit of a green flag run in. Really kind of staying out of trouble and staying out of the way of any other problematic areas. Those that went into pit road, though, now find themselves either in an innocuous position, or they're finding themselves in probably a spot that I think they're really trying to hope can keep them up to the front, keep them into place for a chance at winning this race here. For guys like Jeffrey Oakes and Matthew Hofford here, obviously good friends there in their own right, but also extremely tough competitors. I can tell you right now, there are no friendships here. All that is on their mind is one thing: put everything to its limits, put everything straight to the floorboards, and hope for the best and hope that everything goes their way. They are going to need every ounce of it, because again, this track will not give them any issue. They will not give them any luck here. We'll field them down around the corners again. Everybody looking to draw back and fire off again. Remember, folks, if you have not already, you're on PT Race TV and you're missing the action anytime. Well, what are you doing here, man? You gotta like and follow us up. You gotta make sure you keep up with us. Keep all the action at bay. Keep everything ready to go. And head over to our YouTube while you're at and subscribe down there, so you always can catch the replays, catch the races, and our YouTube live timing racing that we have going on. We always have something special going on in there, exclusively live there as well. Field will stretch them back onto the front straightaway. 11 drivers still remain. Corey Reed definitely falling back and in a bit of a problematic zone. He'll have to work off that later on. If he's got time, he'll need to do it now. But here we go on the restart. Hard on the charge, hard on the run. And down across that turn 1 yet again. It is Oaksy with the advantage. Hoffer trying to gain him. 360 Wybab learned from his mistake earlier. Looks like he did. Keeps it under control this time. The rattlesnake Robert Kondo right behind him is trying to get back at him. Remember, in practice, Robert Kondo was the fastest of them all. And qualifying, though, he did not set a time. He did not set anything. Matter of fact, he found himself really at the elongated problematic zone of in trouble there at Tone. Mostly holding off the race leader, or holding off the lead right now currently, as Matthew Hoffer tries to gain back up to him. Wybab now dealing with that 21, looking to his left side, moving in hard down the corner. You need all the run you can get here to corner down. He does so indeed. And even the 5, Chantel Bottle, making a great corner off yet again. He even takes one from Bab. The Rotec 99 just kind of trying to keep himself under control and stay out of trouble, known as Nail. This really just gives you a good idea just how hard these guys are having to break in these cars and trying to get these things to take a set. As we go on board here with Philip Brown in that 17, he's trying to hound it up to Robert Dudleyville. But you listen in right there, you can actually hear how soft he's getting back on the throttle. Not really letting too much momentum pour in. What he's trying to do is he's trying to stabilize the car down so he doesn't fall in a bit of a bad run or a bad place. That's extremely smart driving, but also you do have to worry about those stewards getting on you a little bit. The officials are keeping a very, very close eye on corners here. I think Brown might have had to slow down a bit. Yes, he did. He got a penalty for that. Corners down, though, with the rattlesnake rubber. Kahn taking advantage of him. Kahn, once again, struggling this season to keep up position, keep up the time zones. He does have a couple season championships as anybody told me earlier. He's just tired of being in that same spot over and over again, and he feels like he's owed one. I joked with him and I said, well, at least you do have one. At least you have at least a championship to your name. I'm still searching for my season championship in any league, much less in any of the series I run. Hopefully next season the dirt comes around, or maybe the Super Late Models might have a chance, but I don't think I'm gonna have any chances anytime soon. Jeffrey Oaks, the number 20 machine, keeping right in play. Matthew Hoffer trying to catch up there with him while we got a problem down there for the AEW 66. Dustin Sonaker has a problem there in turn 1, unfortunately. Comes to a dead scratching halt. Tough break there for the 66. Hopefully he is able to refire it though and get it back out on the track. We'll have about 14 laps remaining here when they bring it back around the spots. Everybody looking for momentum, looking for any possibilities they can to strike it big when they got it. Dudley and Gone now gonna battle it out about all the Roberts. Robert trying to make Dudley move out just a little bit. Maybe think about this a little here. Couldn't quite get him to back out enough though. Looking to charge hard down to the right side. Goes into the corner. Down turn 12 there. Makes the move. Makes the run off. Beautifully executed there from the Rattlesnake. But it was not enough momentum. Dudley was able to stretch back out. Turn 1 will be interesting here. Dudley going to take it a little lower. Kahn going to go up higher. He's got a lot of momentum built in, but he did not get the runoff he was looking for again. And this is just one of those things I'm talking about. The blocks and the defensive maneuvers is what separates these drivers from either getting ahead too quickly or getting a big win off here. Again, if you're an open wheel, it's a lot easier to pass, obviously, because you can get a lot more run and get a lot harder corner on a track like this. But again, that is only in that circumstance, in that situation. This is not an open wheel. This is not a car that can really do that. You have to basically time your moves and really mentally make these guys get out of your way. And there it is right there again. The Rattlesnake makes the Dudleyville camp get O and go, and now it's time to send us one back home. Gone out of the Pennsylvania camp here. Kind of interested to see how well he was going to do here down in the New York end, because, well, if I'm being a football reference here, we know the New York Jets, unfortunately, this season have not been what they should be, or much less any of the seasons, for that matter. No offense to the Jets fans out there, but, well, say the Pittsburgh Steelers-wise, at least they're hanging in there, so give them credit where credit's due. Matthew Hofford here, still trying to gain up some ground, trying to get something going here on to Jeffrey Oaks as we go on board with him. This right here is just a good example of how much cornering and how much turning he is doing in that car. He's really pushing everything to its limits and trying to keep it stable. Yeah, kind of watching him go to work and watching him hit those turns, man, I honestly still don't know how he's able to do it as well as he does. Because, again, what I'm looking at from this angle, I'm seeing him basically charge and mount some serious speeds that are able to really take these turns a lot tighter, a lot more in hard. It's really hard for me to figure out how to do that because, again, this is just not my forte with these kind of cars. But they somehow managed to find a way around it. So I have to believe, probably if anything, probably a little bit has to do with the offset and a little bit of the steering ratio. For those that don't know about this, steering ratio, when you can set it a little bit lower, means you're basically tightening the corners up a little bit. So in large part, when you're going around corners, when you're trying to turn in, there's either less movement or more travel, which can either make it stiffer or it makes it smoother. for this case here, you want it a little more stiffer. If you're trying to basically go a very short run, very distance length-wise. But in this case, being a little stiffer also means that you're able to kind of take a lot corners tighter and a lot faster if you time it just right. Whereas if you're smoother, you obviously get a lot more speed in and it's a lot more long run. But on the start, the car doesn't necessarily want to agree with that mindset and that playing field. It's actually a lot tougher to manage and really work around. On board here with now the Lightning Wrapz, number 5 of Chantel Toronto Model. Kind of a rough season for her, but again, she does have a Super Late Models Championship to her name. Actually has 2 of them to her credit. Just can't seem to ever stop really pulling those off and putting off some big wins, and have to deal with her a little bit on that circumstance. But right now, the 27 of Corey Reed here, problematic for him here. He's got a little bit of trouble in turn 1 once again. So it looks like turn 1 is where everyone's getting themselves kind of trapped in this whirlpool, if you will, of just madness and chaos. Yeah, give credit there. Credit's due to the 84 Matthew Hoffer. He is doing everything he can to get around Oaksey. And Oaksey actually did make a slight bobble there off that exit of turn 4, now leaning him down into 5 and 6 of the bus stop. Hoffer gained a little bit on him there, about a 1/10 of a second, which may not seem like much for a road course, but believe me, in this case for Hoffer, he needs it. He needs every ounce he can get to catch Oaksey. Oaksey extremely determined though and focused to make this season his best season yet and maybe finally pull off a championship win. His first one he ever got here on PC Racing TV for the Asphalt Wise was back on the Street Stocks race series in the season 1 openers of these events. It was a championship race down at USA International. He told me about that one. He was like, man, I was just so proud of my team, my crew, that we were able to get that day down, but we haven't really found success for long term. We can get a race or 2 in a season, but we'd like more. We want more. Well, right now, the way he's looking and the fact that Robert Dudley is in 5th place, this is going to be a huge points day get for him if he can make the car work out just a little longer here. Looking at our fastest times of the night here, he is actually the fastest so far, setting a course of a 1:13.92. Hoffert very, very close though, by 0.05 of a second was the difference maker between him and the fastest time. Robert Kahn was laying down times of that lane earlier. He is currently in 3rd, but his fastest so far is a 1:14.10. I gotta believe a little bit of that has to do with the strategy of being more in tune and more under control with how he's running the track and how he's racing the track here. Because you can just see how tough he is managing everything, how hard he is working every spot, every turn. And now these guys are kind of getting separated out a little bit. It makes you wonder, you know, how much of the distance gain and travel are some of these guys going to be able to bring back around. Because that's one of the hardest parts about racing, is really finding momentum where you can and also gaining speed when you got it. We saw it even earlier today where, you know, those cautions and that laps and those lap traffics made the biggest difference between success or failure. And speaking of success or failure here, Corey Reed actually passed in by the 2 front runners there of the whole field, actually, excuse me, and about ready to get passed up again. I was just about to say, Reed's going to be a lap traffic here for these 2 drivers. I don't know if Oaksey realizes how close Hofford is to overtaking him, but that lap traffic may be a bit of an advantage here for him if he can make it work. By no means does Corey want to be considered lap traffic or be at a nuisance here for the race lead, but on a road course, you need to make everything work the way you need it to, and you need all the help you can get. Now 8 laps remain here, and honestly, that's one thing I do like about this race here tonight. This obviously is more of a shorter, tight, more compact, tight race, and that's honestly one thing though about Watkins Glen I like, is that it is a little shorter. It really manipulates and makes drivers really have to focus on each corner and each turn. And instead of a drag out kind of slam shell, it's more of a drag out fight between the best of the best and trying to keep it in play. Oaksey is now caught up to lap traffic. A little bobble though entering into the carousel turn. Corey Reed right ahead of him here. Field of 27, find a way to get out of the way of Oaksey when he needs it to most. If I was him right now, I would be very, very cautious. Here comes turns 11 and 12. Lining him back around. Oaksey does get ahead here and does get in through position around Corey Reed. Reed managing to bring it back down through the straights. And he'll bring it into pit road. He says, I'm just done, guys. I'm going to leave this one alone. Leave these guys race. Robert Kahn, though, didn't really gain any ground there from Reed. Reed did not slow them up nearly as much as I think he was expecting him to or hoping for. Again, you got about a 4-second gap between Kahn and Oaksey and Hoffer, and that's really been the thing that's kind of separated these two drivers out the entire day. Meanwhile, for guys like Dennis Warrens, who really, my opinion, if you gotta ask me one guy that has really just not had a break this season, or really can actually stay in the run and build up a lot of positions, how can you count out the 90 of Dennis Warrens, man? This guy right here, he has been building up so much speed, so much run. Every time he comes out, he's got a great car and he's got a great mindset, but yet the man just can't seem to get out of either his own way or get out of the way of trouble, and just finds himself in the worst predicaments and the worst spots possible. But, you know, for the credit, and his credit is due, he is doing a great job here staying in this position. The DeeDub button box number 90 here as we go on board with him. We'll just give you a good idea just how much he's doing his turns around these parts. Being very lenient in his run and very lenient on how he handles himself. Just trying to avoid trouble, trying to evade any issues. And Oaksey, Hoffert, and Kahn both entering into pit road. Phillip Brown will be one of the only guys to stay out. So will Dennis Warrens here. Phil Brown, for the first time this season, is going to take the race lead. And honestly, this might be, I don't know. I don't know if he's going to really try to play his strategy out. But the way he's looking right now, I have a feeling he's looking for a long-term gas run and then setting up for just a fuel and go. I don't think he's going to worry about tires. Robert Kahn certainly did not worry about tires. He went in and went full run back out. He's back out on the track immediately. Oaksey and Hoffer trying to catch right back up to him. And now the field is open wide here. This is a big advantage here for that 17 of Phillip Brown. He knows if Oaksey and Hoffer are battling each other, then it's only a matter of time before they catch up to Kahn. And if those two get clanged in there, maybe it might be the opportunity he's been looking for all season to strike with. 5 Chantel Powell trying to get up there to the 99 of Wally Babb, while Babb tries to recover from that issue earlier on. Car got damaged up pretty bad, but he got a fence repair done. Helps strengthen the car back out and get it back into the full gear. Brown is really going to go out here full run. I don't know if he's got a full... I was going to say, I don't know if he's going to go actually for a full length race here. Something did not sound right there. I'm going to take a listen on board here. Something sounded very off going to that front straightaway. He almost sounded like he was either trying to clutch it in and then gas on it, or he was trying to save the fuel more, because that fuel line sounded like something was going down in it. The engine just did not sound up to snuff. And Phillip actually is being hunted down by Kahn pretty quickly here. Kahn might be able to actually sneak this one out if he can pull off the victory. I did warn Kahn as well. He's got a time limit on actually getting into an interview here. We've said it before, we'll say it again, guys. If they're not ready to go, we cannot wait on them. So, as much as I hate saying that, we do have other obligations to deal with. So, if they can't get the interviews into tonight, that's all right. We'll hopefully talk with them another night. But nevertheless, here we're preparing to finish this race out with only 4 remaining And the Rattlesnake is gaining a lot, and I mean a lot of ground on Brown. Phillip's going to have to figure out a way to block and defend if he can. Hofford and Oaksey are gaining a lot of time, though, on the Rattlesnake, so it looks like Kahn might be at a bit of a disadvantage here. And Dustin Sornaker stopping it down yet again on the front straightaway. I think he was trying to evade and avoid the leaders here at the moment. Yeah, you can see him stop there on that front straightaway end where the open bankment's there. He leaves everyone alone. Oaksey has got a full throttle assault charged up for Robert Kahn. Kahn trying to gain to Phillip Brown. Brown is on lesser tires. He's also on a fuel run strategy basis. I don't know if this is enough, though. I don't think he got nearly enough time ahead of him. This is a bold strategy. You can't deny that. It's at least a good top 5 strategy, but I don't see this winning unless he can somehow catch a break from Kahn and Oaksey. You can just see the speeds that Kahn is gaining. You can see the time is just changing rapidly over and over and over again. It's just right there for the taking. You know, is that what anyone wants to see? Not if you're the 17 camp. If you're that Rattlesnake camp, you're probably like to see that, but I don't think what you want to see is the guys right behind you, can you? Here comes Jeffrey Oaks now leading the charge and bowling up a full throttle assault. He is hammering down the throttle, muscling his way in. Route 17 of Phillip Brown's wrecks it. He wrecked it on the front straightaway of turn 1. Are you serious? What happened here? Oh my. Phillip Brown had the lead, and this may be the opening Kahn was looking for. Look at this. He just overdrove it too much and knew he was in trouble. This is what I was talking about earlier. You just cannot think for 1 second you can muscle the track. He did it there, and it cost him dearly. But now we've got ourselves a battle for the race lead. Robert Kahn's going to have to fight off Jeffrey Oaks. Oaksey has not been in the spot all day long. He has been the race leader for most of it. Now he has to find a way to outsmart the 21 while Hoffert looks to take advantage. Down across the corners here and through turn 12. Final turns here. We've got 2 remaining. Green flag high in the air. Kahn with a bobble there out of the final turn. Kahn bobbled badly. Oaksey takes advantage. Almost an Intimidator-like move there from the 20. Oaksey managing to get Kahn to get out of whack and get out of sight and out of mind. Ah, but Oaksey even makes a bobble there coming off a corner. Oh my goodness, folks. This has burned to be a 3-car battle for the race lead. Win the winner's circle. Someone's taking this one home. Jeffrey Oaks trying to hammer down, trying to stay up ahead, but Kahn is looking for any opportunity to strike if he can. The Rattlesnake does not quit so easily. Oaksey knows this. He's got to stay on the run. He's got to stay on the momentum. Stay smooth, stay under control. Don't worry about Hoffert. More worry about what's right behind you, because if Kahn can find a way to sneak one in, he'll try to dive bomb. Hoffert, though, has now gone up to Kahn. He's going to try to make a maneuver around him if he can, but it's not enough speed entering in the turn. Jeffrey Oaks has only 12 more sets of turns to go. This is the white flag coming out, presented by GTR Racing Simulator. Which driver makes the mistake? Who gives up the advantage? Who gives up the run? Kahn knows his points here. His season is on the line here. And a bobble coming out turn 1. Yet again, he just overdrove it. Hoffert right on the attack. Looking to make him pay for this mistake. The quick lane 21 Motorcraft machine is in trouble. He's making all sorts of mistakes. And you can see the car is literally swinging right, left, trying to hang on. Hoffert is giving her everything she's got leading into the bus stop. The Chevrolet, the Ford, and the Toyota all represented in the top 3 here, but right now, Kahn trying to hopefully defend the Camrys off. Hoffert trying to gain points and gain some championship status here. The top 5 receive some prizes at the end of the season. Many big things at stake here, and again, for points-wise, it's all about who can survive and who can strike big. Kahn trying to defend them off. One more set of turns here. Hoffert tries to hope for a mistake. But as they lean it off of turn 12 to the final corner, Jeffrey Oaks is going to win at Watkins Glen. And Kahn just barely ekes out a second place finish. Hoffert had one more good lap ahead of him, and that may have been the difference maker. But what a finish for the Oaksy camp here tonight. Winning this one at Watkins Glen, presented by GTR Racing Simulator, Jeffrey Oaks, with a strong showing and a strong backing from his crew and his team, manages to work this one out to the end. A major victory and possibly the biggest win yet so far for his season. Great finishes from everybody here, and some surprises there in the top 5, and even maybe a few drivers you wouldn't have expected kind of placing where they did here. Everybody just coming across the last bit here. Corey Reed, what a disappointing night for him. Obviously, I know this was not what he wanted to have happen, but a heart of gold nevertheless on that 27. There's the checker flag, the last of our drivers to come across the line. Oaksy is not going to quit. He's going to keep going around a few more laps. He's like, hey, I already won the race. I don't even care. Definitely didn't have to get a bunt draft there because he ran out of fuel. It's good on him there at least, but boy, oh boy, oh boy. I gotta give him credit though, released the burnout. Yeah, that was a pretty good one out there, I'll give him that. Alright, well, he just slams it right into the wall protection. Here's your race winner here tonight. Jeffrey Oaks in the 20 is outside, and then second going to Rattlesnake Robert Kahn. Third goes to Matthew Hoffert. Fourth to Chantel Pottle. Fifth to Robert Dudley. Sixth to Jason Henry. Seventh to Wally Babb. Eighth to Dennis Warrens. Ninth to Dustin Stoneacre. 10th to Corey Reed. 11th to Philip Brown. Jeffrey Todd Tubbs coming away 12th. Well, race fans, we're going to talk now, bring in the interviews, and get this one going here. Your top 3 joining me. Here is Matthew Hoffert here in a 3rd place finish. And Hoffert, you certainly had a lot going on here tonight, but man, that last bit of laps there, Colin, just blocked you too much, and you couldn't get back up to Oaksy.
Yeah, I didn't want to push the issue too hard going into the bus stop there. I could have, but I just didn't feel good going too wide through the S's and into the bus stop. So I let him go ahead and stay ahead and just trying to catch him there before the last set of turns, but just couldn't seal it up.
For sure, there I know he had a lot of hard troubles really making corners and passes here. So I have to ask you, man, what was the toughest part about trying to pass around, or where was the corner that really could have been the area you could have made that pass on him?
Coming out of the bus stop, that big sweeping right. Coming out of there, I was trying to set it up. I went a little bit wider, and he went a little closer to the curbing, and I was trying to set it up there. And if I couldn't get it there, I was going to try and get him out of that last turn going in the front stretch. But I think he just had a little more grip than I did.
For sure there. Well, nevertheless, still, my friend, you ended up walking away here, a top 3 podium here. Just who do you want to thank you for that?
Well, everybody watching at home, thank you on Facebook, PTM Racing TV for the broadcasting, all the drivers that came out tonight, and all of our sponsors, GTR Racing Simulator, Ford Entertainment Group, Matt Mills Racing, Lightning Wrapz, and the list goes on. The ButtKicker, Gearhead Coffee. Thank you, everybody, making this possible, and see y'all next week.
We will see you next week indeed here. Hoffert, congratulations. We'll see you soon.
Thank you.
Matthew Hoffert coming away here with the 3rd place finish, but your race winner here tonight, Crane Supreme, Jeffrey Oaks, and his Jack Dell Motorsports number 20 pulls off the W here. And Oaksy, I was watching this one from the start to the get-go. It looked like you pretty much had a strong car from the start, but with that pit strategy of Philip Brown and Robert Kahn kind of setting in, it looked like it may have been a little bit of a rough end here, but you managed to make it work.
Yeah, I mean, the Jack Dell Chevy was dialed in real well tonight. Track had a lot more grip than what I was expecting, to be honest. That surprised me. They were pushing a little harder. But yeah, it was pretty crazy Archon. I thought he went with 2 tires. He ended up going with no tires. And but I knew with 5 laps, it's a long ways around here, and those S's and everything else. That as long as I hit my marks, I knew I'd be able to run him back down. Philip Brown, I was just hoping he'd run out of gas or something like that would happen to him. So yeah, it was a good run, good race. I've had this one circled on my calendar, so glad to put everything together and come away with the W.
You certainly did indeed here, and I gotta ask you, as you walk away with the win here, presented by GTR Racing Simulator, who do you want to thank you for this, sir?
My beautiful wife who supports me and lets me do this. You guys for putting on the broadcasting, PTM for putting on the league. All our sponsors, we have a list of them that show up and do this weekly for us. Jack Dow for supporting me, sponsoring me, and my good buddy Warren for always practicing with me and helping me get better.
For sure there. Well, nevertheless, Oaksy, congratulations, my man. What a night and what a race it has been for you and this crew.
Thanks, buddy. Let's go. See you at the next one.
See you at the next one. Ladies and gentlemen, your race winner here tonight, the number 20, Jack Dow Motorsports. Give it up for Jeffrey Oaks. Race fans, this has been a barn burner to the end. We thank you and appreciate every single one of you. All our sponsors here, thank you so much. But what a season it has been, and we are not done yet. One more race to go. It's going to be down at Phoenix Raceway. We will see what happens when Shake and Bake Racing League finish their season out. But for now, we thank you and appreciate you. We will see you very, very soon. From all of us here at PT Racing TV, join us live on YouTube in just a few short minutes. Thank you again, though, for tuning in.